What's up, everybody? This is the Sports 2.0 Network, the Put Your Kids to Bed version of the Sports 2.0 Network. I am Rodney Newpool. He is Tim, the Mick Van Stratton. Good evening, the Mick. How are you?
I'm good. Totally original nickname again. Once again, only mine. I'm doing well. I got a little Sixers Hawks on right now. Doesn't look like the Hawks are going to pull this one out, Rodney.
I'm not terribly surprised.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that we're 2-2 going into Game 5. And I'll talk a little hockey. The score's a little surprising in that one as well.
I think I'm going to switch over. Don't tell me what the score is because, as you know, we do a great amount of research on this program.
But let's do our quick intro, and you can come back with the score right here on the Sports 2.0 Network. Put Your Kids to Bed version. Do you have rule number one?
I just got a bottle of wine. Is this white trash, Rodney, that I don't have an actual wine stop, so I just have aluminum foil. I'm sure that all of the fizz is just gone.
Black cherry lemonade for me, hard seltzer.
We are just exceptional alcoholics, aren't we?
All right, good evening, Sports 2.0 Network. Put Your Kids to Bed version. I'm Rodney Newpool. He's Tim Van Stratton. Let's talk a little sports. The surprising thing to me is Montreal is winning that game.
Duh.
2-0 after 1. I was with you. I did not think Montreal would be competitive. This would be a huge win in Vegas and certainly swing the tides towards, maybe we are going to competitive series. Thoughts? Canadians, Golden Knights.
My thoughts are bet the Golden Knights now while you still can, because they are going to surge back and win this game. You heard it here first. However, I will say that it is a little surprising. I think credit here goes to Montreal. Vegas had just 4 shots on goal for the entire first period.
I don't know as if they're going to come back because I really think Carey Price is really good.
Oh, that's a great take, Rodney. Yes, Carey Price is very good. But you know who else is good? The entire Vegas Golden Knights team, led by Alex Pietrangelo, by the way.
I know, yeah. You're going to have an Alex Pietrangelo, Patrick Maroon Stanley Cup final. Yay. Anyways.
Meanwhile, Tarasenko is watching from the hospital bed because he had his 8th shoulder surgery in a row.
Yeah, but he played for Team Russia right after the postseason was over.
That's good. That's good. That's exactly what you want if you're the Blues. Hey, risk more injury. You barely played with us the last year, but please go out and play for another team.
Go play for Team Russia. We'd love to see you do that. Anyways,
here, hold on, Rodney. I'm just gonna try this here. I'm a little terrified. I can't tell you the last time. No, it actually holds up pretty well. All right, continue.
Yeah. All right, sweet. All right, so we got rule number 1 out of the way. Let's move to NBA. Kevin Durant's performance last night, absolutely epic. One of the best postseason performances of all time. Are we as a whole? Are we underlooking Kevin Durant and his greatness?
I think so. And I wanted to talk about this because I cannot tell you of a top 10 list that I have seen, and believe me, Rodney, I have seen a lot of them. I've not seen one, though, that in particular had Kevin Durant as a solid top 10 player of all time. But I ask, why not? Like, we're putting, Tim Duncan in because of the accolades. We're putting Larry Bird in, and I'm not saying that those guys aren't, but, are we sure that Kevin Durant isn't better than both of those guys by a considerable margin when you think about just the type of player they were? I mean, Kevin Durant is darn near 7 feet tall and just hit any shot. And he's going to go down as one of the great pure scorers in NBA history with at least 2 rings, if not more, by the time his career's done.
And why is it that he's overlooked? Just because he does things so naturally? I mean, it's just so smooth. I don't know why. Why is he overlooked? Because, I mean, we all know he's a great scorer.
I think it's the era. He has spent his whole career under the shadow of LeBron James. Kevin Durant came into the league in 2007?
Yeah.
Right? 2007. Yeah. That was the year that LeBron took the Cavs to the NBA Finals as a 22-year-old.
That's true.
And then he was on a young Thunder team that made it to the NBA Finals that lost to LeBron James in his prime with the Miami Heat. And then he goes to Golden State, and he's sort of considered the second man to Steph Curry, who had won 2 MVPs playing against, you guessed it, LeBron in the finals. So I think that he has just always been the second tier there. And there have been years, certainly, where Kevin Durant has been the best player in the NBA. He's won an MVP, but I think he's just been in that era where it's always been the LeBron era.
So Kevin Durant obviously did not make either one of the top 2 all NBA team, but that's because of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I looked at the NBA, the first 2 teams today, and I can't really argue with anybody on the list.
Do you have them in front of you?
I did. I can pull them up real quick. All NBA teams. I'll pull them up here real quick as we're talking. But
I don't know if I've ever particularly cared about an all NBA first team or second team. Like I'm sure that there are some guys where it's a nice honor, but I don't really judge too many players based off of the number of times they were first team all NBA.
Team 1, Steph Curry belongs.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic belongs. Greek Freak belongs. Kawhi belongs. And Jokic. Okay. Team 2, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Julius Randle, LeBron James, Joel Embiid. Team 3, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Rudy Gobert.
That's interesting. Now, it's funny because the NBA, they clearly divided up based on positions. So each one is 1 center, 2 forwards, 2 guards. But like college basketball, when they do the first team All-American, they don't do it by position. They just take the 5 best players.
Right.
Why can't the NBA just do that and take the 5 best players?
Yeah. Would that change this list?
I think so. I think you would have had probably Embiid with Jokic on the first team, maybe.
Over Kawhi?
Over Kawhi, I think so.
Yeah. So Curry, Doncic, Freak, Embiid, and Jokic.
I mean, Joel Embiid was the MVP frontrunner until he got hurt. People are forgetting that. So, yeah, I'd probably put Embiid there.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I was a little surprised. I know Chris Paul, again, who had some news here recently. I was a little surprised he was second team. I mean, I know he's had a good year. I know he's the glue to that team, but one of the top 10 players in the league this year.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the metric that we're grading, then you would say, yeah, probably not. But I do think that also takes into account the value brought to said team, and it's really hard to argue that Chris Paul has just totally turned that team around. Yeah. So I get it, and he has numbers that can at least support it to a degree.
So let's talk a little Chris Paul. He is on the COVID list.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we hearing as far as how long he's out? And then what's that do to the Suns and their title chances? I mean, we just talked last week about how we thought maybe the Suns were now the team to beat. Now we've seen a little bit of, well, at least in the West, Nets are the team to beat overall. But then that changed with the injury. So, I mean, we're all over the place. But what does that do to the Suns if, let's say, Chris Paul can't play the first 2 games?
I mean, the Suns, regardless of who they play, whether it's the Clippers or the Jazz, are heavy underdogs if Chris Paul doesn't play, right?
Yeah, big time, yeah.
So yeah, that's going to make all the difference there. Now, as far as what's next, I believe what's going to happen is they're going to see if he's vaccinated or not. And I don't know if we've gotten word as to whether he is vaccinated. But if he is, then I'm sure this will just be a short thing. Because, again, this isn't a positive COVID test. It's just put in the COVID safety protocol.
Yeah.
So maybe it was close exposure to someone who did have it, but maybe he is vaccinated, so it's okay. So it's pretty much just wait and see. It's indefinite. He could miss no time. He could miss quite a bit of time.
Yeah, and I saw something, and I don't know how statistically, again, stats are for nerds, but I saw something about how the Suns were one of the top vaccinated teams in the NBA, actually. Mm-hmm. So maybe that bodes well for Chris Paul. I guess I just don't understand why. I mean, ask him or check with him. Is he? And now we move on. I don't know why there's so much cloud over this. I guess they got to go through all the protocol and safety, but it's interesting to me. I don't know.
Just the veil of secrecy that just is over this whole thing. Like someone, honestly, Woj should just call him Shannon Sharp style, put him on speaker, and be like, "Hey, yo, CP3, you vaccinated or not? Just put it on live Sports Center, and then let's just call it a day."
And if you are, you're playing. If not, then you're out until 14 days.
Yeah, so we don't have to talk about it. But I understand that they want to keep things very much internal as best that they can, not give the enemy any intel. You know how these sports types are, Rodney.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's move over to baseball real quick. A lot of the talk in baseball is the sticky stuff. And frankly, I'm tired of hearing about it. And I think the players are as well. I mean, I think you're seeing obviously an over-exaggeration of something here. I guess let's get your take on the sticky stuff that we're talking about in baseball here.
So I do support the general idea of, hey, pitchers probably shouldn't be putting stuff on their hands and their fingers and on the ball that's banned according to the rules, and then, pitching with it. I do think that it is a significant advantage for the pitchers. What I don't support is a couple things. Number one, baseball has known about this for as long as baseball has been a thing, and it has only decided to do something because they've been getting a lot of negative PR because Sports Illustrated released a huge report about it, and they made a very rash decision to implement this in the middle of the season. Yeah, we had Tyler Glasnow, we had Trevor Bauer, we had a couple others who have criticized not that the rule is in place, but that the rule is in place in the middle of the year, where suddenly pitchers are not able to use anything at all, and it's going to significantly impact their whole routine. And I do understand their point of view. So basically what I'm saying is if baseball has known about this for years, has turned a blind eye to it, they could have done it for 3 more months and then given pitchers a full offseason and an opportunity to actually get used to this, and not in the middle of the season when you're playing meaningful baseball games.
Glasnow says he thinks he got hurt from it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, we don't really know if that's why he got hurt or not, but that's what he's claiming, that he got hurt from it. So,
yeah, he says that it absolutely has a role to do with it, just because your whole grip, your whole throwing motion, it's all different when you've been doing things a certain way for years, and then you have to change it on a dime. Like, it's tough, especially when you're doing the act of throwing a baseball, which is just in itself very unnatural.
I agree with Dan's point here in the comments. He says any pitcher suspended for sticky stuff will be suspended longer than any Astros player.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous. Dumb. Let me ask you this too, Rodney, and I'm very curious to think about this. I'm sure that there will be a pitcher or two suspended this season. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
What are the chances, though, that Major League Baseball will be okay with Garrett Cole or a Jacob deGrom or a Trevor Bauer or a Shane Bieber being one of those suspended pitchers? Like, in my mind, and this is maybe a little tin foil hat Tim here, but in my mind, it seems like baseball is okay with, hey, let's suspend some of these Joe Schmo middle relievers for the Pirates, but we don't want our star pitchers, the best pitchers in our league, getting suspended for 10 games, because then it's the best pitchers in the league are all cheating. Like, they're cheaters. And even if we know that, the suspension just adds a whole different element, and it ruins their reputation. It also ruins the league's reputation.
Yeah, I can see that. You're right. You're going after the younger guys, the unproven guys. And I certainly agree with that. So I think it'll be interesting to see how do they police this, and how much intel we get on this. Like, are we going to, what are they checking? Are they going to check every game? How are they planning on going about this?
It's totally 100% umpire's discretion.
Yeah, that'll work well.
Yeah, because the umpires already have a million other things to focus on, but hey, let's also have them be the sole judges. They can do it. It doesn't need to be challenged by an opposing manager. It doesn't need to be brought up by a manager. The umpires can just decide on a whim, hey, let's check. First of all, great idea for just totally speeding up baseball. Allow the umpires to stop the game and check hats whenever they want. But I don't understand why they couldn't have someone who's in the box with binoculars, who's just watching the pitcher, and who it's their sole job just to watch it. And then if they see something that actually is cause for suspicion, then you make something happen. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's MLB being rash as always.
Joe West is going to be all over it.
So isn't that kind of what happened though with Gallegos earlier this season?
It is. He came out to the mound, and Joe West wanted his hat. Gave him his hat, and then obviously that's when Mike Shelton. And I feel like, that's kind of where it started a lot. I mean, it's not start of the quote unquote cheating, but it's really been the start of this year's version of all of this going downhill. And we never heard what they found, if they found anything on Gallegos' hat. Nothing was ever said.
Do we know what happened with Trevor Bauer's baseballs that were supposedly sent to the league for further investigation?
No, they don't. They don't answer us. We don't get those answers.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to give a quick update. 104-102 Philadelphia with 2 minutes to go.
All right. I'm switching back.
104-102. Atlanta's on a 33-17 run in the fourth quarter of the NBA. Game 5 in Philadelphia.
I don't even know if it was because of Trae Young, but I'm just assuming this Trae Young cat. Pretty good.
He's pretty good. He's got 34.7 assists so far.
Yeah, and he just hit a layup to bring it to within 2 right now. A little runner down the lane.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you give us updates as we go here. I've only got the phone to see the scores here. But the sticky stuff in baseball, unfortunately, I think we're going to be hearing a lot of this over the next few weeks and months. And the thing I think is, like, they're starting at what, like June 25th or something?
Oh, I think next Monday, I want to say.
But why not yesterday?
Might as well at this point. I don't know. They think that 3 days is enough for starting pitchers to change their whole routines. They're like, that's enough time. But
I guess a lot of people, I think, are going to fear for the hitters now with the pitchers not getting the grip that they once had.
Yeah, I think it was Pete Alonso who actually brought that up real quick. I think Pete Alonso said, as a hitter up there, I'm kind of nervous about the idea of pitchers who throw 99 miles per hour being a little less able to control where their pitches are going.
Yeah, ask Bryce Harper about that.
Yeah, I understand that point entirely. So, it's amazing that baseball is like, yes, we did it. This is a great victory for us. And the players are like, not quite.
No. Dan's got one more thought. He has a conspiracy theory that Goodell and Silver, along with Gary Bettman, have planted Rob Manfred to ruin baseball and then boost their own leagues as a result. Could happen, Dan. Hey, is Atlanta winning?
Atlanta is at the free. It's Trae Young at the free throw line right now. He just hit his first free throw. One more, and the game's tied at 104. Trae Young's got 35 points now.
Wow, interesting. So again, let you.
I guess he was fouled on a 3-point attempt. So
nice.
All right, so he hit the second one. So now he can actually take the lead here.
Yeah, nice defense, Philly. Anyways, all right, let's move on. We are putting together a DraftKings. Well, first of all, let's talk a little golf. It is the U.S. Open tomorrow. I'll just come out there and say I think Justin Thomas is he's 22-1. I like his odds. I would have liked him at like 15-1. I'm taking Justin Thomas. The other guys I'm going to consider are Xander Schauffele, somewhere around the 15-1 mark, Colin Morikawa at 25-1, and then I threw a flyer on Hideki Matsuyama at 40-1. So those are 4 guys. Why I like them, I don't know. That becomes nerdy, and that's too much for me. But those are my 4 guys: JT, X, Colin, and Hideki. Your U.S. Open takes start now.
So we know this about the U.S. Open. They love to make things as difficult for golfers as possible.
Yes.
They love the thick rough. They love the hard ability to actually get birdies.
Yeah.
And you really got to earn it out there. I think guys who can drive and avoid the rough naturally are going to be in good shape. I saw a stat, and again, I apologize if this is a little nerdy here, Rodney, but I think the last 5 U.S. Open winners all finished that season in the top 20 in basically strokes gained off the tee. So like all 5 of the winners were good drivers pretty consistently. So it makes sense that, Bryson DeChambeau won the U.S. Open last year. Brooks Koepka, pretty consistent. Makes sense that he's won here before. Dustin Johnson, same deal. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on a very baseline level. So I like Brooks again. At plus 1,600. And I don't know. He seems motivated.
Yeah, he does. He
does.
seem motivated.
Another guy who I think actually does pretty well off the tee is Tony Finau as well. I could see Tony Finau at plus 2,000. He's always in it. That's the thing. I like guys who are just always in contention. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you never know what'll happen at that point.
I have him there. Another guy who's really good off the tee, who I think right now is top 5 this year, is Abe Answer at plus 4,000. So I'll use him as my flyer a little bit. He's got the same odds as Hideki Matsuyama, but Abe Answer is another guy who I think just has so much game. He's got really great iron play too. So he just does a lot of things really well. So I'll take Abe as sort of the long shot pick there.
And we're going to do our very first live draft on DraftKings. We're going to put this in the $10 because I'm a big spender. We're going to put it in the $10 300K putt at the Pines, 100,000 to first, so 33% of the pot.
And I actually get money if we cash. I just want to clarify here.
I mean, probably not if it's like $5, but if over 500 or more, you get money.
Okay, deal.
I don't know why I just said that. That's because that's what I'm doing. Skeeter's probably throwing a fit because 33% of the pot's going to first place. It is. They don't like
those. They don't like those GPPs, huh? That style.
No, they like the games where everybody wins.
Boo!
Yeah. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets an award. Everybody gets money.
Oh, don't even get me started on those types of things, Rodney. You know my feelings about the participation trophies.
My pick is Justin Thomas at 9,700.
All right.
We've got 40,300 remaining, roughly 8,000 each for 5 more players. Your pick is.
So you're going Justin Thomas.
Yes.
I don't want to go too expensive here, but I'll give you one of the names that I just mentioned. Let's go Tony Finau and put him there. Again, 8,900 for a guy who seems to always be in the top 5 come Sunday.
Yep.
I will take that. I like that consistency. So let's go our boy Tony.
We got 31,400 remaining. Roughly 7,850 per player left. We got 4 players to go. You know who I am going to go a little off the wall here with. Did not fare well at the PGA. Did not fare well at the Masters. The last time he fared well was the Arnold Palmer, and he finished 10th. Hasn't won an event in forever. Tommy Fleetwood.
I like it. He's cheap.
No basis whatsoever, Tommy Fleetwood.
Rodney, you know by now that the no basis picks are often the best ones.
2360 remaining. Half of our lineup is complete. 78.67 per player. You're up.
Oh man. Well, you know what's kind of funny? Remember when Matthew Wolff nearly won the U.S. Open last year?
I do, yeah. It hasn't been heard from since, has he?
Yeah, so he had one event shortly after that where he finished second, but I believe in 2021, he has finished 40th cut, 36th, 64th cut, and then 88th. He hasn't actually been in a tournament since the Masters. So
is that your taking?
No, I was thinking about it. Probably need to stay away from him though, huh?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're doing a lot of it. You're doing a lot of research on a player here.
It's a lot of research. Yeah, you're right. Let's go Brian Harman. I got a good feeling about Harms this week.
All right.
Yeah. I got nothing to offer. Just Brian Harman's been playing well lately. Hopefully he can continue to let it fly. And Atlanta, by the way, is up by 3 with 22 seconds left.
Unbelievable choke job by Philadelphia.
Wow.
We've got 8,100 left, 16-2 total. I'm going to go because it's the U.S. Open, because he's a Midwestern guy. This is why I'm picking him. Zach Johnson.
I love it. I love it so much.
I'm giving you a shitload of money left.
Yeah, no, you really are. 9,300 is what I have to work with here. I could go Xander Schauffele, the hometown kid. I could go Victor Hovland. I could go Patrick Cantlay. I could leave some money on the table. Go Patrick Reed. Oh, decisions. Why don't let's just fill it up. Schauffele probably loves this course. He's in San Diego. I mean, he always plays well at these majors anyway. Let's just go Schauffele and call it a day here.
I like it. That's like no research whatsoever. I love that team. It's Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, Brian Harmon, Zach Johnson, Xander Schauffele, Justin Thomas. That's the millionaire winner right there. Done. Quick. Done. The course in San Diego, Phil Mickelson's getting a lot of bets. I'm staying away from him. No.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why people are so eager. He just won a major, and they act like he's going to go on a run now, like a dynasty at 50 years old. It was a great story, but he's not going to come close to winning.
Well, Phil Mickelson, San Diego is a good story, though.
No, I understand that, but still, like it's not going to happen.
I mean, what's his ceiling?
Makes cut.
Yeah.
Like I think makes cut, maybe top 40, but like I don't think he's going to be in serious contention at all.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me, born in San Diego. There's a storyline there, but yeah, I don't like it. I'm not taking it. I'm avoiding him at all costs. All right, it is time for See Ya time, the last 5 minutes of the show. Tim, go ahead and explain it real quick. I'm going to get some water. I'm choking over here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So every single show, we like to finish it off with the See Ya list. This is a group of names in the sports world or otherwise that have been traded, have been injured, have been fired. Just they are no longer in the same position they were a few days ago.
Correct.
So I compile this over the last few days, and this is my See Ya list. See ya, Andrew Benintendi on the 10-day injured list. Royals now, Rodney. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yeah, playing for Mike Matheny.
See ya, Shane Bieber, also on the IL.
Yeah, a little bit suspicious.
A little bit. Speaking of a little bit suspicious, see ya, Tyler Glass now.
Yeah.
That's a bad injury too.
It's a bad injury, and he's pissed.
Yeah, seriously. See ya, sticky substances in Major League Baseball.
Well, no, starting next week.
Right.
You can pitch with it tomorrow.
See ya, Semyon Varlamov.
So he out?
He got hurt. I'm trying to think of when this would have been. Was this yesterday? Yeah, it would have been yesterday. He got hurt and had to leave the game in the first period.
Okay, because I saw he started at least.
He did start, but he did not finish. So not good for the island.
Not good.
See ya, Cody Bellinger.
See you, Cody. Yeah,
do you have any idea Cody Bellinger's only played in 18 games this year?
I was just getting ready to say he's been injured almost all year.
Yeah, just useless. That was like one home run. Totally useless.
Albert Pujols has taken his spot.
You know, do you know that Albert Pujols has the highest average OPS plus that he's had since his first year with the Angels in 2012?
Yeah.
He has it with the Dodgers. He's hitting 270 with the Dodgers.
He's got 10 home runs on the year.
That's unbelievable.
Sorry, dude.
See ya, CP3? Question mark.
Maybe-ish.
See ya, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, bye.
Is he done with the Clippers? Have we seen the last of Kawhi Leonard in a Clipper uniform?
Well, even if he does, you won't see him until like January, if that.
But like he could just leave. He could opt out and be a free agent. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you're going to sign a guy that you're going to get no earlier than January. So, I mean, you're probably looking at like March.
See ya, Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, bye, buddy.
See ya, Scott Brooks.
Both those guys, I think, are good basketball guys, but it was time.
See ya, Donnie Nelson.
Yeah, a lifer in the game of basketball.
Well, that's his son.
Oh yeah. Well, the family's a lifer.
Still is. I think Don Sr. owns a marijuana farm somewhere now.
85 years old.
See you, Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos leaving after 16 years with the club. For all you soccer fans,
See ya.
No idea what any of those words meant.
Nope.
See ya, Stan Morris, 30-year vet from the Peoria Journal-Star.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
And then finally, a couple late additions tonight. See ya, Jacob deGrom. 3 innings of dominant baseball, but leaves with shoulder tightness.
Shocking. Our buddy Michael lost his parlay bet tonight. Sorry, Michael. See ya, Michael's bet.
That's okay. He has thousands and thousands of dollars of winnings to fall back on. And then finally, see ya, Alex Bregman. Also left the game with an injury today. Yeah. That's our see ya list for today's show. We'll have a new one on Sunday.
See ya, Miami Marlins out of St. Louis. I started watching baseball again, baby. Let's go.
It was totally you the whole time. You owe the whole city an apology.
I watched Monday night. I turned it on Tuesday night. I got it back on Wednesday, and we're sweep. Only 3 games back now, baby. We're back.
Let's ignore the fact that that the Cardinals have swept their way through the Marlins and the Rockies and the Pirates this year.
Yeah, been smacked by the Cubs all over the place.
Yeah.
4 teams within 3 games in the National League Central. Hey, it's 30 minutes. It's time. I'm Rodney Newple. You're Tim the Mick Van Stratton. Cheers. We'll see our outro. This is the Put Your Kids to Bed version of the Sports 2.0 Network. So long for just a while.